Cultist, this is DM Nell, and I'm back with another episode of Shadow Talk. And this is episode number 143. Today, I'm going to continue covering the Tales of the Demon Lord. We are getting down to the wire on this adventure path. Only two more adventures to go. And so today we'll be covering the Prince of Darkness. Before we get to that, though, I want to talk about some other shadowy stuff. So let's take a look at the Schwab Entertainment website here and let's see what's the latest and greatest. So we have a new adventure here for Punk Apocalyptic called Satan is Real. Mission 7 for Expert Mercs. So let's see here. In Satan is Real, the Mercs discover that maybe there was something after all to that old-time religion. In an even more rotten corner of an already rotten world, the dead rise. A preacher man holds revivals in a tent, and folks come from all around for a chance at salvation. All right. So there you go. Then we have Eye of the Serpent. This is an expert adventure for the Shadow of the Weird Wizard. It's a simple job. Break into the temple, find the Eye of the Serpent, and get out. A job such as this one is nothing a typical group of seasoned adventurers couldn't handle, and no one should feel guilty about robbing this temple. The cultists who worship there make people nervous, especially when their sons and daughters seem to be caught up with the new weird religion, all swept up in the promises of false gods in and out. What could be simpler than that? Yep. Okay, so another quest for Shadow of the Weird Wizard. So good stuff. We're getting a library of quests built. I think that's the fourth one that's been released so far, maybe fifth, I'm not sure. But at any rate, those are a couple of new products. You can pick them both up on DriveThruRPG. Okay, so let's see. We also have, not that, we also have a production update from Kickstarter. So this is from Rob Schwab on April the 30th. Let's see, just sent out links to the download the Eye of the Serpent. Just talked about that. He does mention here that having to run Shadow of the Weird Wizard through layout twice kind of screwed us. And I'm thinking he means it screwed them by pushing out their timeline. Doesn't really specify here. But it sounds like it's a timeline thing. So, however, we are moving through secrets now with the first two chapters in proofreading. Karen and I are going page by page through the bestiary to make sure you get the best book you can. He's finishing up Weird Ancestry soon. 2/3 of the art is in. And here's the cover by Mirko Paganisi, which is pretty cool. And looks like you have a few different weird ancestries. You got one there. Not sure what that is. That looks like your basic human. That looks like an Azamar, maybe a Cambion, probably a Cambion. No idea what that is, and no idea what this dude is. Okay, so anyway, that's it for the Kickstarter update. So not a whole lot on that one. And so that is it as far as the yeah. So what we have coming up now is the main topic of today's video. All right, so let's get this thing going. And we've got Tales of the Demon Lord, and we are on chapter 11, Prince of Darkness. And not sure why my screen just went dark. Why did my screen just go dark? Yeah, I got no idea why my screen just went dark. Okay, looks like it is a... Well, I guess we'll be closing that out. Let's try this again. No, that's not what I want. Yeah, I didn't want to start last week's video. Um, Boy, I'm really going good here today. So let's see here. Where is Tails? Here we go. Let's try this again. All right. Okay, so this is chapter 11. And it is called Prince of Darkness. So we're getting down to the wire here. We have 2 adventures left. Prince of Darkness and the end is near. And so far, you know, for the last several adventures, the PCs have been off running around the Northern Reach doing, you know, miscellaneous different adventures and not really focusing too much on what's happening actually in Crossings. And this is another adventure that takes place outside of Crossings. And is, if you run it as written, the adventure itself does not have a whole lot to do with the actual overarching theme. This adventure has to do with a demonologist that escaped hell and is trying to prevent a demon from bringing the void into this world. So, since that is kind of sort of what the Brotherhood of Shadows are trying to do, I linked the two when I ran this. But we'll get to that after we cover how the adventure is actually written here. Okay, so let's see. Here's the intro. It says, the world stands on the brink of annihilation when a demon takes possession of a demonologist's ancient stronghold. The demonologist, Sunionius Rue, is long dead, his soul languishing in hell, and tormented by the devils feeding on his corruption. But somehow that soul escapes its captors, allowing the demonologist to return to the mortal world in a clockwork body, seeking to make all right that he had done wrong in his life. As the characters are caught up with Rue, they discover that the demonologist's falling stronghold is being consumed by the spreading darkness of the void. A powerful demon named the Agony of the Rotten Molar is the new master of the demonologist's citadel, having broken free from a group of misguided cultists who sought to bind it. By seizing the dark magic still present in the ruins, a relic known as the Sword of Unmaking, the demon has been able to use the people of a nearby town as fuel for a powerful ritual, ripping open a rift to the void that slowly devours a fortress and everything around it. The player characters completes this adventure when they destroy the demon or cast the Sword of Unmaking into the void. Okay, so that is how the adventure is written. So we have Sunionius Rue, who is an NPC, not necessarily someone that the characters will be fighting, although that could happen. But he is the one that kind of initiates the adventure. Somehow he runs into the PCs. He's being chased by some harpies at the time, so the PCs have to fight some harpies. And then he talks them into returning with him back to his stronghold to stop the demon, the Agony of the Rotten Molar, from completing his ritual. En route, they have to fight a Barghest who is after the soul of Sunionius Rue, who escaped hell and found refuge in the body of a clockwork. But that doesn't hide his soul from the denizens of hell, so the harpies and the Barghest are able to track him down. So there's some fighting that needs to be done right off the bat to protect Sunionius Rue. And so then the PCs go to his mountaintop lair, which is just north of Foundry, I believe. And so there is a town, the ruins of a town at the base of the mountain called Oblivion. And that is where Sunionius Rue was actually summoned by some cultists there. And then you have the actual stronghold. The stronghold is consuming stronghold is being consumed by a spreading darkness, which is the void encroaching into this world. And that is due to a ritual that the demon, the Agony of the Rotten Molar, is in the midst of. And so it's up to Sunionius Rue and the PCs to stop the demon. So they have to go into the stronghold. They have to go through the various chambers. Here's the layout. Um, and then they have to find the Sword of Unmaking and fight the Agony of the Molar, or toss the Son of Unmaking into the encroaching darkness. So that is the adventure. And it's pretty straightforward. Um, Pretty simple for you to run through, I would think. The tricky part here is tying it into the overarching campaign. So here's how I did. I did not run this as written. I used Sunionius Rue as the antagonist. And I had him summoning a demon, not the rotten molar demon. I actually had him summoning I forget the name of him now, but I had just received, or when I was getting ready to run this adventure, I had just received the my favorite supplement, which I can I can never remember the name of this damn supplement for it being my favorite supplement, but I have it over here somewhere, so bear with me just a second while I locate it. Hunger in the Void. Hunger in the Void is the name of the supplement. So with the Hunger in the Void, there is an adventure that is, or not an adventure, there is a demon that is featured in the back of this book. If I can find the darn thing. Okay, let's see. Hunger in the Void. Here we go. Hunger in the Void. My favorite. Even though I can't remember it. All right, so in the back of this book, you have demon princes. And I thought, how cool would it be to incorporate a demon prince into this adventure? We're already at the ninth level master tier adventure. Why not? I mean, this is a fantastic time to incorporate it. So I started thinking about it, and I thought, well, how about if Sunionius Rue is a member of the Brotherhood of Shadows, and how about they sent him to this fortress in order to summon the demon prince known as the Destroyer of Worlds, as kind of like the harbinger of the Demon Lord. And so I had Sunionius Rue be a cultist, and so the PCs are in crossings when I was ready to run this adventure, because they had just returned the Iron Titans to crossings and handed it over to the local government so that they can use the Iron Titan to help protect the city against the coming horde of orcs. That the Emperor sent a legion of orcs into the Northern Reach in order to secure the Northern Reach. And by the Emperor, I mean the new Emperor, the Orc Emperor Drudge. And so the PCs are in crossings by the time I get to this adventure in this adventure path. And so I think, okay, so I need to start tying some things together. On the 9th level adventure, we only got this and the 10th level adventure left. So I need to start bringing some things together. So how did I do this? So while they were in crossings, I had them meet with Lucretia. So Lucretia is looking for the Eye of the Demon Lord, but she can't find it. And so she goes to the PCs and she lures the PCs out with another slaughter, and she makes them a deal. And the deal is that all she wants is the Eye of the Demon Lord to keep it safe from people who would use it to summon the Demon Lord. And case in point, she's had the Eye of the Demon Lord for centuries, but as soon as she lost it, what happens but a cult of crazy people try to summon the Demon Lord to destroy everything. Now, although she is an undead creature and quite evil, she also lives in this world and has no interest in the demon lord coming and destroying everything, including her. So she has the PCs go after the Eye of the Demon Lord, which she cannot sense. They have somehow veiled it from her senses and from her ability to locate it. And so she says that if the PCs can find another relic that is aligned with the Eye of the Demon Lord, then they will be able to sense where the Eye of the Demon Lord is, and they'll be able to go get it. And once they get it, they give it to her, and then she goes back to her house, back in Ravenloft or wherever. She goes back to her place, her castle, and keeps it safe again and leaves Crossings alone. So the PCs, with not a whole lot of choice here, they're not ready to take on a vampire. They're like, yes, let's go ahead and do this. So they decide to go after another relic known as the Sword of Unmaking. So the Sword of Unmaking is a relic that is in the stronghold of Sunionius Rue. And I forget how I had them locate that. I don't know if Lucretia knew where it was. That doesn't make any sense because she would have just gone to get it and used it to find it herself. But there was something I had them do in order to locate the Sword of Unmaking. But at any rate, that was their impetus to go to this stronghold to acquire the Sword of Unmaking. And so when they're here, they see Sunionius Rue doing this ritual and summoning this demon, so they have to go in and fight him. They find the Sword of Unmaking, but too late, the demon, the Hunger in the Void, has been summoned. So now we have a demon prince. These guys are nowhere near ready to fight a demon prince. The demon prince is difficulty 1000, and although they're 9th level, yeah, they don't have that. They don't have the resources to take on a demon prince at this point. So they decide they're going to go back to Crossings, find the Eye of the Demon Lord, stop the Brotherhood of Shadows, and then they can worry about the demon prince. And so that's what they do. And that's where my Prince of Darkness ended, after they killed Sunionius Rue, stopped the ritual. But too late, because the Eye of the Demon Lord, or the Demon Prince, Destroyer of Worlds, shows up anyway. So they hoof it back to Crossings. By this point, the orcs have arrived and have started setting up camp around Crossings, demanding that the Council of Crossings swear their fealty to Drudge. So that's how my Prince of Darkness ended. And that set up the finale for the campaign. So the way I handled it was much different than how it's written. I used a lot of the same components, but I changed it up pretty significantly in order to tie it into the overarching campaign. Running it as written is fine. It's a good adventure. It's pretty straightforward. You're fighting a demon. You're fighting some denizens of hell. Lots of good stuff here. There's additional creatures. You see there's some stone worms, animated corpses. There's some earth genies, wind genie, some more demons, a horned ogre. You can also, if you're keeping the agony of the rotten molar in your adventure, you can have that be the climactic battle. So lots of great stuff in this adventure to throw at your PCs. But again, I had to diverge from the adventure as written in order to tie it in to the overarching storyline. You may find a better way to do that than I did. Something that's a little bit more congruent, cohesive. All those C words with the way that the adventure is written, but this was again, you got to remember, I was new at running Shadow of the Demon Lord, even though I had run 8 adventures prior to this. It was still a fairly new game, so I was still trying to figure things out and still trying to feel my way through this adventure path. So this is how I handled it. Now you may handle it differently, and you probably will handle it differently. But again, pretty good adventure. Just running it as written. Lots of interesting stuff here to incorporate into your campaign. But good luck with trying to figure out how to tie it into the overarching theme. So I told you how I did it. Hope you can come up with a good way as well. All right, so that's pretty much it. So not a whole lot else to cover in this adventure. We will be going into the last adventure with my next video, and that is The End is Near. This is the climax to the Tales of the Demon Lord, and boy howdy, it's got a lot of stuff in it. And I added stuff to it too, because again, remember, we've got the orc armies camped outside of crossings. We have a demon prince that's marching southward towards the where the Brotherhood of Shadows are calling it. And so we've got a lot of things that are coming together in crossings that is going to mean bad news for the PCs. So that is in the next adventure, and I'll tell you all about it next time. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching. Once again, if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. Hit that like button. That always helps out. Leave some comments if you have some ideas of how you can run this adventure differently than I did and still make it part of the overarching campaign. I'd love to hear about it. Otherwise, that will be it for today. So thanks for watching. Hail to the Demon Lord, and I'm out of here. If I can figure out how to turn this video off. There it is.